Welcome, friends, to Dog Grooming Unleashed. We are Amy Leigh and Michelle Caluneo. Our mission is to create a safe, welcoming space for dog groomers and pet lovers to come together to learn, laugh, and feel supported. So join us as we build a community where pet parents and groomers can come together. We also want to help groomers grow in their skills, share their struggles, and feel connected to others in the industry. So get ready to learn and laugh. We're so excited to have you here.
Check.
She's always down to live,
What's going on here? Today we're going to talk about when the poop hits the fan.
Literally.
Literally. Well, I haven't had any poop technically hit the fan. No.
I have a story where it hit some things. Guys, you asked for some chaos. We're going to deliver it here in this video. This is all about poop in the grooming salon, what comes out of the other end, and how unpredictable that is, but why this happens sometimes. And we got some stuff on the list.
We got some poop stories. So stick around if you want to hear some stuff about turds. We got you.
In the grooming salon. Well, you want to hit it first?
Oh, I got a good list. I don't know. I want to know about this story about poop hitting fans, but
I've had a lot of assistants over the years, and basically they would bathe, brush, and dry for me. So I had two grooming tables, cat a corner from each other. Boom, boom. That was my bathing table. First table next to the tub was for my assistant to prepare the dogs. There was like a little aisle between us. We could literally touch each other, and then my table was there. So she's force drying, and dogs tend to get a little nervous with force dryers, even a dog that typically is okay with it. If there's something in the can for the dog. Yeah, if it's loaded, locked and loaded, the force dryer usually encourages some explosions. So,
yes.
what happened was the dog on my table was nervous of the dryer, not the dog on her table that she was force drying. My dog got nervous, and all of a sudden, this explosive started coming out. Well, she's force drying. She's not seeing or understanding what I'm doing over here, trying to hold the dog up so it doesn't step in it and kick it around. And she saw what was going on, and she leaned up with the force dryer, and force dryers are powerful, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We're
they
talking
are.
about a K9-3. The poop went flying off the table and splattered all over the wall, all over the floor. Just who flung poop, basically. It was all over the wall. And I'm holding the dog, so it's not standing in it. She's got the force dryer. She's trying to put that down and turn it off. And her dog is going, holy crap. So it was kind of chaotic. But we were able to get the dogs off the table, leash them to the wall so they didn't walk around in this mess, this explosion that just happened in the grooming salon. But we laughed. I mean, sometimes, even though it's not pleasant and it's a setback in your day, you have to look at that and go, that just happened.
Because poop and farts are funny. I don't know.
Yeah, always funny. It's a good way to brighten your day.
What dog breed was it?
Mine was a little dog. I remember that because I was able to hold her up. She was on her leash, so I'm holding her so she's not standing on the table. But my helper had a bigger dog. It was definitely a D-shed dog.
Oh, God.
I'm thinking it was a golden retriever. So, she's back there with full force on the K9-3.
What a mess.
So I'll never forget that one.
Yeah, no, I had a similar one with a Cocker Spaniel. I had my headphones in, and she never had done that before. And I joke about Cocker Spaniels a lot in my videos, how they poop at the shop, because everybody knows that they do. It's just, and I was thinking about it yesterday because someone commented and said, do they really do that all the time? Like, what's their deal? And I think because they do get nervous, but they look so composed, you're almost shocked. Sometimes they'll shake a little bit or whatever. They just look like this all the time.
See
And
that
that's like their face.
The big eyes that they give, that's them showing their nerves.
So that's just kind of their look from the moment they walk in. And so for some reason, you just don't see it coming. But yeah, so I was cruising along and I hit with my high powered, and it was like a bomb.
Yeah.
It was like someone put a cherry bomb inside a giant wad of turds, and it was on my face. It went everywhere. I mean, it was on the wall. It was all over her. I mean, and it happened so fast, and I just remember, and I remember I was telling her mom, and we were like laughing about it, but I was just like, I just stopped everything and I'm doing, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I had like a flake of poo on my head. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Yeah. So much fun. Oh my God. Dogs are amazing.
stinks. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. So, it's always important to have a good air freshener in your salon or an air purifying system. I just got a new air purifier for my salon, and that helps with a lot of things.
Yes.
But yeah, always have your disinfectant on hand and your disinfecting spray so you can kill that odor because it will linger. Oh my gosh.
I have candles in my shop. Like if it gets real bad, I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and light a candle for like 15 minutes just to kind of take the edge off. I'll be in there and I don't, when it's humid in there and I'm just doing my thing. And then like I'll walk outside for a second and then walk back in. I'm like, it totally smells like turds in here. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But you're just not smelling it because it doesn't happen a lot. I mean, I'm not saying it's
You
absolutely.
adapt to it, or sometimes if you're blow drying a dog that has a little bit of an oily coat, your whole shop just smells like a oily dog smell. But
I had this little terrier mix that was in the other day and he pooped in the crate
oh, I
and
hate that.
I can't, he's like a 10-pound terrier. He pooped, I'm not kidding, the size of a Great Dane. Like the poop
Yeah.
dog ratio made no sense. Like and I'm like, what? If I didn't know, I would have swore another dog like snuck in there and took a dump. There was just no, I looked at him, I was like, this doesn't even make sense. How are you carrying this around? But they save it for us because they
It-
love us so much that
they do, and
yeah,
when they're a little bit nervous, they do really unload whatever's in the
yes.
can. And that brings to something else that's on my list. It's a perfect time to drip this in here is why this happens a lot in the grooming salon. Obviously, the dog is a little nervous, and some dogs are more nervous than others. That's for sure. Oftentimes, people don't realize if their appointment is, 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the
Mhm.
morning, they feed the dog at 7:30
And then bring him
and
up.
then they're rushing him out the door. We got to get to your groom. That dog has got to go. They don't take the time. I have a long walkway into my salon. So if they would just take the time to let the dog sniff and smell all the other doggy smells as they're walking into the salon,
Yes.
let the dog poop and of course clean it up. But
In
let
my
him
list of
poop.
instructions, it says you have to potty your dog outside. Like when you're a customer,
Yeah.
it says, please potty your dog outside the building. There's a hydrant right next to my building. Like,
Right, encourage that.
yeah, go
And
to
I
town.
think a lot of people just are always rushing their dog into the
Yeah.
salon, and sometimes my people would be carrying the dog. Well, there was no opportunity for the dog to go poop,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. They
if they're
carry
a
him right
little
out of the car.
it came right out of the car, right into the salon. And all it's doing is adding some frustration to that grooming session because I got to stop. I got to put the dog down safely secure. I got to change the operation to clean up the poop,
Yeah.
and it adds time to the groom. The dog was all in the moment with the groom. And now I have to reset him and get him back up on the grooming table after I've cleaned it all up. And just, poop kind of does make you feel a little not happy. It makes you
Yeah. Well,
laugh.
it does. It sets us back terribly.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, we run on pretty tight schedules and dog grooming takes a long time. I just did a video the other day talking about like potty or pup. It makes a huge 10 minutes, 10-minute walk. There's
Yeah.
also folks that just don't walk their dogs. It's not
Yeah.
if you're a person that walks your dogs regularly. And then I have a husky that she just actually didn't do it the other day for like the first time in a long time, but I will see them out there wandering around with her and she's sniffing everything. And then the moment they bring her in my shop, she squats right down and takes a poo. And so
Yeah.
sometimes, and we
It's
understand that they're going to do that.
it is nerves.
Yes.
So often it's that. But if you give them the chance to poop, we have a better chance of surviving a session without poop.
I
So
love my Pet. I've talked about that before. My Pet cabin
the
dryer.
cabin dryer.
Yes. But once in a while, they'll poop in it and it's a freaking mess. Because if I don't get it right away, they'll start like stepping on it and pushing it through the grate, which luckily the whole bottom
Yeah.
tray comes out. It cleans easy, but you open up that cabin door, it's like, I'm like, "Oh gosh,"
Well, and then they're getting it stuck in their toenails and
Well,
everything. I mean,
yeah,
you
and then
literally
they're
have
right
to
to the bath. Now they
you
gotta
have
take a
to go
bath
back to
again.
the tub.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of a pain. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because 'cause
Um
they're in there, they're almost dry, and now we have to, kinda start over, so
to everybody's defense here, all we can do is try to offer them the opportunity to poop. If you just feed your dog right before you take them to the groomer, maybe
yes.
wait until you pick them up to feed them. and
Yeah.
take them back home, maybe to give them a treat so they have something in their little bellies.
Yeah.
But they really are a little nervy when they come into the grooming salon, so just know that's going to happen, but it can still happen no matter what, just from nerves.
Or sometimes they're just excited. An excited
Hmm.
dog's gonna poop too. So sometimes
Hmm.
it's not that they're necessarily they're not really nervous. They're used to us, but they're just excited. So my dogs get excited and will run outside. I mean, if there's a lot going on, the kids are here and they're getting them all riled up and they're running up and down the stairs, and then they'll run outside and like Daisy. Daisy's the one in the morning. I have to be like, "Go potty. It's okay. Everybody
Yeah,
loves you. You're so pretty when you pee." Like it's ridiculous trying to get her to go to the bathroom.
I know.
But if she's all excited running around, she'll run right out and then she'll just squat real quick and then be like almost like she's got to get back to it. It definitely makes a huge difference. We appreciate when folks potty there. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. As far as some other disgusting poop stories, I'm sure Michelle's experienced this. I know I have. Where I live in Pennsylvania, there is a lot of woods and there's a lot of hiking trails, and people do love to take their dogs out and about, off of their property. And oftentimes in our woods, there's dead mice and dead things we have a lot of hawks and we have a lot of owls and you name it. So obviously a dog's going to sniff that out when they sometimes dogs will eat that stuff. Dogs are disgusting. But people ask, how's my dog get tapeworm? When a dog comes in and the owner didn't know he had tapeworm, say it's a dog that, has like a big fluffy butt, like a golden,
Yeah.
or, you don't often peek under there as an owner,
Yes.
but the groomer does because we're up close and personal with everything. Like, well,
Literally,
hey,
literally
and
so
I have
close.
literally seen, so not only poop stuck to the dog, people don't get in there
They
and
don't
look.
look. Yeah.
Then there's tapeworm segments all around it. And if that
Oh,
doesn't
icky.
gross you out, that's why I just tip my hat to us groomers. What do? We get right in there with a 10 blade
I
and
was
we
gonna say we start
remove
shaving
that
it.
and
Yeah.
get the dog in the tub.
Yeah.
But 10 blade
People.
is the safest way to remove poop from a dog's butt. Don't ever pull it off if you're a pet owner. It can seriously hurt. This stuff's like cemented on their
It
tender
is.
skin there in the back side.
What about when you don't see it and then you get them in the tub and start bathing? Yeah, I hate that because 90% of the time I'll see it before, but sometimes you get them in the tub and you start getting the water on, and then all of a sudden you realize it's back there and you're like, ugh. Like you got to
Yeah.
try to dry everything off and go get your 10 blade. And yeah, because I'm not going to just pretend that that's going to dissolve.
Well, the best thing, speaking of dissolving, guys, the best thing to do is shampoo it, rinse it, throw some conditioner, heavy just conditioner all over that area, and let it sit and keep working on the rest of the dog. The conditioner is going to break it down. And you could
Yeah.
take a tub, a flea comb or a comb, and just gently slide it out. And of course, you got to wash that tool really well
Yeah. That's
afterwards,
a good tip,
but
though. That's a
it
great tip.
works. I've done it too, and you don't realize it, and you're like, okay,
Dang
so
it.
now what works? Well, now we're going to use conditioner as the tool. Conditioner will just break it all down because conditioner is a degreaser.
It sure is.
It balances.
We use conditioner. I always tell my customers, I'll be like, what conditioner are you using? And they're always like, what? Like,
They
you got
don't
to condition
know.
them. Just like if you didn't condition your hair. My hair would be disgusting if I just shampooed it. It'd be
I wouldn't
dry
be
and
able to
brittle.
brush it out afterwards
Mm-mm.
at all.
No.
And it would just be a frizzy mess. It would have no balance.
Can't think of the groomer's name, but someone just did a video talking about how she can just, conditions every single dog. It doesn't matter. But I thought it was a good thing to just put out there. And I think it's personal preference a lot of times, but conditioners are good. It's definitely
Yeah.
an important thing.
That's another topic. We should do a whole topic on conditioner and what conditioner does and what happens if you don't use it and how many steps of the groom that affects if you
Yeah.
don't use conditioner. I would love to do it because I'm an advocate for conditioner and I know you are too.
Yeah.
We should do that episode. So maybe that'll be an upcoming one for season 2.
Yeah.
We'll
That
see.
would
We'll
be
put it in the
I'll put it
notes.
on my list. We
Yeah,
got a long list. It's
we
so good.
do. Do you have any other poop stories to
I
share?
do. I have a really good one. So when I
Okay.
first started out, I was mobile, but I bought this used mobile grooming van and I was having a lot of problems with it. So all the people I had booked, I said, if you wanted to keep your appointment with me, if you just wanted to bring the dog to my house, I could run the van on electricity. I was having problems with my generator. So people were great and everybody took me up on that. So they were all coming to my house and bringing me their dogs. Well, this one lady, it was the first time I booked her. she's like, "Oh, I'm just stuck at work in the morning, whatever." And I was like, "Well," like I was just really an enthusiastic new groomer. So I said, "Well, I'll come get him." And it was just an English bulldog. I thought she lived closer. She didn't. She was about 30 minutes away. So by the time I drove all the way out there and I put him in my car, but she came to the door and she's like, "Oh, we just woke up. You know, he likes to sleep in, whatever." And I was like, "Okay." And I take him outside and I was just about to get him in my car. And I thought, maybe he's got to go potty. And so we walk over and he literally took his morning pee. I'm not like
Whoa.
you can tell, right?
Oh yeah,
Like
you can tell. It's a
this
long
lady
one.
literally just let this dog out of the crate and he just peed for a solid 20 seconds. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's walk around a little more." And we walk like 5 more feet. He totally unloads. Huge. And then we
That
walk like another 10 feet down the sidewalk. He takes another huge dump. And I'm like,
oh,
"Oh my gosh." Like, and so
he
it's
was
just he had to go. It was like his
yeah.
morning. And I just remember thinking, like, wouldn't you say something? You know? So people just don't think about
That
that
would have been in
sometimes.
your car.
That would have all been in my car because it was a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. And then she called me maybe 3 months later and asked me if I wanted him because she wanted to get rid of him.
Oh
But that
yeah.
was like, like some stories pull on your heartstring and like you'll never
You.
forget. That one really
Mm-hmm.
bothered me. That one really
Yeah.
bothered me.
You know what happens? A lot of people, so they're getting ready for work in the morning. They feed the dog. It's
Mhm.
important for people to understand when we talk about poop and dogs. A dog's system is way different than ours. Their digestive system is way different than ours. They're actually designed to get food in quick and get out the
Yeah,
waste quickly. We have a lot of other bacterias in our gut that they don't have. They do have, but this is how they can eat dead animals and not die like we would if we ate a
yes,
dead animal, because it comes in and it goes out quickly. So that
yeah.
means when you feed them, it's going to come out quickly.
They gotta go potty.
You've got to walk them out there. If you have property where you walk out with your dogs, or the worst thing you can do is open the door, say go potty, even if you have an electric fence, go poop, because you have no idea if they pooped or peed. You need to know that, especially if they're going to be left alone for 8 hours.
Yeah,
You need to
absolutely.
know, you need to watch, did my dog poop? Because now he's going in a crate or he's going to be confined in the house for 8 hours. Give him the opportunities. Dogs need to unload that after they eat. I don't know
Yes.
if a lot of people know that.
Yeah. It's so true. I know sometimes people just don't think about it,
Hmm.
so when you do drop your dog off at the salon or if it's even in the van. I mean, I've had dogs take huge poops in my van when I was mobile. I mean, that's a mess. You got this little space and so it really when what we're doing is a very hygienic type thing. We are cleaning
Yeah.
them and then we're drying them and that's a whole process in its own and we're doing it well because we care and and so we really take our time. We're doing all these steps to make sure everything's going well and smooth and we're doing a good job. And then after all that, we don't want to have to rebathe them because,
We
they're
really didn't allow for that in the schedule.
no, we did
That's
not.
a 20, 30-minute process. And
It's
sometimes if it's just on the foot, you simply put the dog back in the tub and you just wash that foot,
yes.
just that foot. So you don't have
Yeah, sometimes
to.
you can get away with just be like, I can just do this foot right
I
here.
can just,
Yeah.
and then, but you still got to dry it. You still got to
Yeah.
get it back to where it needs to be before you can perform a trim on a dog.
Yeah.
So, and that's happened to clients of mine too. I remember one in particular, and it makes sense. And the dog's name is Addie. I just loved her. She had glaucoma. Yes,
Okay.
at a young age, completely almost
Oh,
blind by 2 years old. And she's still at this point only she's only 4 or 5 years old. The mother couldn't bring Addie to the salon that day, so she asked her son, who was, I don't know, maybe like 20, who was home,
yeah.
you know, that day. But here's what people do: they just time to go to the groomer, Addie, pick
And they just
Addie
hand them
up
to us.
and
Yeah.
put Addie in the car. There's no let's let you go potty and poop because you're going to the groomer in 10 minutes. That didn't happen. Addie got in the car and blew poo all over his car, and he was extremely frustrated when he got to the salon. And I'm giving him all kinds of stuff to help him
Stuff to
go out
clean
and
it.
clean it
Yeah.
up, and not that he can get home and really clean it. But she unloaded in the car, and it can be avoidable. Don't pick her
Yes.
up and put her in the car and say, now we're going. And she knows she's going to the groomer because
Yeah.
you told her that. She remembers that. Letting them Have the time to go to the bathroom is very important. And if you wait till you get to the grooming salon, that's okay. Just allow a good 10 minutes to walk your dog before the appointment and walk your dog. They're going to go. They're going to smell all the other smells of the other doggies
Yes.
and they're going to pee and they're going to poop. Even if they don't have to, they're going to pee and they're going to poop, but they're emptying their can.
Yes. Because I won't take them out. My salon
Mm-mm.
is one-on-one. You drop off, I text you when we're done. They're not there all day. So I refuse. And because I have a scary story. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I'll tell you that another time. But there was like one time that a dog pulled out of a harness outside when I first
Yeah.
opened, and it was horrifying.
Yeah.
And so ever since that moment,
Hey,
I just won't take them outside. They can have accidents in
I'd
my
rather
shop
clean up
before
the poop inside.
a secure place. Yeah.
They will try to get away from you. They want to go look for their owner. They know it's not home. So they're not going to
Yes.
be like, I'm just going to go sit on the front porch and wait for mom. They're not at home. They don't know what's safe in,
Yeah.
in this new area. Make sure your dogs are very well harnessed when you bring them into a grooming
Yeah.
salon because they can get away from you as the owner too. Be like, nope, I'm not going in there. Shelties are known for that, right, Michelle? How they
They
do
sure
this
are.
and their little skinny head goes, they back up and the collar goes that way.
They're runners. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are. They're just runners. I have this one
Hmm.
lady, saw her car pull up. This happened like a couple weeks ago. And then I hear all this screaming. And I'm like, oh dear. And so I go out there and she's down at the next business over. I'm in a business park, and so she's just running and she's screaming for the dog. And I'm watching her, and if I thought me running out there was gonna help her, but so I knew
I
she
know. You
would
don't
get
know
her own
what to do.
dog. And so, but yeah, it was just, you know,
You know what helps? This has happened to me on a couple different occasions with dogs. They won't even come to the owner. They're keeping like 50 feet.
yeah.
I'm over here in the two neighbors down yard. You stay there. And I tell the owners, go back to the parking area, get in the car,
Yeah.
open the doors, and start it. And boom, in the car they come every time.
Unbelievable.
They know she's leaving. I'm
Oh,
coming. That
yeah.
that has worked multiple times.
That's why training's so important. We're going to have a whole
Mhm.
topic about training too, and why we're usually pretty strong advocates for it because of the things we see,
Yeah,
it's really
training has
important.
to happen in the grooming salon too. That's
Yes.
and we understand that.
But that's why
And
recalls so important.
it is important. It should be
Yes.
it should be a huge part of any dog grooming course. And there may be some that it is. There may be some where it's really not stressed as hard. So
Yeah.
I think it's good that people like us do stress it that that your first few grooming sessions with a dog, whether it's a puppy or you just never worked with them before, they're training sessions. Everything you do matters a lot.
Yes.
So how does that look? That's
Yeah.
another episode.
Yeah, we'll totally talk about that. We're just getting excited. We're so excited.
We
Um
are.
I have some poop facts. You want to hear them?
Yeah, and
I
I
will
thought it would be also fun if we came up with what are our favorite alternative words for poop. We'll do that next.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like fun. All right. Well, this was the wildlife one you talked about. Dog poop left outdoors washes into waterways, adding bacteria and nutrients that can pollute rivers and harm fish. So, picking up your dog's poop is actually really important. It's not good for the environment, which
Yeah,
circles around why dog poop is not a good fertilizer. So, don't pick up turds in your backyard and think you're going to use it to grow a tree because
put it in your garden.
yeah, don't do that. My husband actually thought we could do that 20 years ago. And I remember he picked up turds and he was like going to put it where we were planting a tree. And I'm like, I don't think. And we didn't have smartphones then, but I was like, I'm pretty sure. He's like, isn't this like? Yeah, I was like, no, we didn't
No,
know
let's not
anything.
do that. No.
We didn't know anything before the internet. Like, we just you navigated through the world just only knowing things that people told you.
Well, and they
Anyway,
just used a lot of common sense. People relied more on their common sense. They
yeah,
relied more on it before information is so easily at your fingertips these days.
yes.
So it built more common sense because people had to use it.
Exactly. So it's not a good fertilizer. It's high in protein and nitrogen, making it acidic and harmful to plants. It also can carry pathogens like E. coli, salmonella, and roundworms. It's bad for soil. It's also bad for us. So don't eat dog poop in case you were considering it. It's
Yeah.
not a good choice. Okay.
And pick it up. Pick up your dog poop. If it's in your own yard, go out there every couple days and start picking up some poo because it's not good for you or your grandkids or other
Exactly.
animals.
Dogs use poop to communicate. They carry scent markers, which is really important, which is why we talk about when you bring your dog to our place of work, when we talk about all the good smells, the smells out there are so enticing to them. So there's just all these good smells, and the dog's about, everybody's been out there pooping and peeing. So bringing your dog out there where all these dogs frequently go will entice them to want to go mark their territory, mark their scent. And so that's why it's important to do
And
that.
empty their can.
Empty their can. I said it's like their version of social media. It's a pup update because it helps identify, because they carry these scent markers. It helps identify their sex, their health, and even their emotional state. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
It's so. I just thought
Very.
those were
Fascinating creatures.
fascinating. All right,
Lovely.
so poop names.
Oh, one of mine is, I like to say, Chat. He
Chat. That sounds like something a Pennsylvanian would say.
I think
Chat.
so. Chat.
Yeah.
Also, another one is Scat. Scat is what? Bear poop?
Yep.
Look at that, Scat. I don't know, what do you like to, what little nicknames do you like to use for poop?
Turd.
Yeah.
Turd. I like the S word. I like to swear.
Yeah.
So
We just call it like it is.
I like to say, took a dump. Took a dump. You took a dump in my shop today. Yeah. Poop is, pretty frequently used. And Dookie. Yeah, I guess we just call Dookie.
Uh-huh.
You done did a Dookie on my
We don't
table.
really refer to it as a number 2 when it comes to our dogs. Oh, he did a number 2. Oh,
Yeah.
he shat.
Yeah. It's funny. My husky never pooped ever. Like when we would go for walks ever. Like, and then all of a sudden I started taking him for like long walks in the morning. And even though I would let him out and stuff, and he would only do it if it was just me and him. And I would always take pictures and send to my husband, and we'd be like,
Because he says he won't poop for me.
Like he's 5 years old. He never did that. And all of a sudden he just decided. And so I have all these pictures. If you go through my camera roll, just River taking a dump, I'm like, really? Thanks, buddy. Like, okay, now I got to carry this home, but
oh yeah,
I know
big bag of who flung poop.
It's dirty work, and it's kind of icky, but it's just part of all of it. And it's part of pet ownership, and it's part of pet grooming. And, today we decided we thought it'd be funny to talk about it.
And it's very important to understand that it happens, and it will always happen, and it will sometimes be unexpected from a dog that you typically don't experience that from. And it could be because, maybe they just actually didn't get to go before they came in today, and the owner was unaware. So, yeah.
If someone was trying to blow dry my rear end before I went,
if I could unload coffee,
I think
I would.
I would too. I'd be like, sorry. You're blow drying my butt. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly. We just wrapped up a full season, 8 episodes of Dog Grooming Unleashed with Amy, Leigh, and Michelle Caluneo. I love these episodes. I listen to them sometimes to fall asleep. It's a great little community that we're building here. It's a safe place for people to come and feel seen, heard, understood, learn, all the things. But what else are we going to be doing to keep them coming back here, Michelle? What can we promise for season 2?
We have so many great topics for season 2. We have endless topics. We're here for you guys. We just want to give good information, and we also want good feedback. Just tell us what you're thinking. Tell us topics you'd like us to talk about, grooming and pet related. We want to hear all of it. And comments, send us messages, let us know. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to read all of them between me and Amy. I'll be better than I am on Facebook, I promise. I can't get to all the ones on Facebook, but we're going to do so good here.
We are. It's easier on YouTube, to be honest. I love the YouTube platform. That makes it easier for us to respond. Comments are going to be very important here for future episodes too, guys, because we're going to end up, talking about some of the comments that you leave in our videos and future episodes, so please comment. It helps keep our conversations meaningful and deeper and more impactful. So we will be using some comments as discussion points in other videos too.
And we just want to be relatable as we sit here and talk about dogs taking dumps on our shop floor. We've been through all this. We're grooming and working our little hearts out, but we also have such a love for animals, and especially dogs. We want to share the information we've learned, but we're also here to learn too. So we want to know any tips or tricks you have for us too. So definitely chime in.
The learning just keeps going. That's what we want. Thank you guys for enjoying season 1. Season 2 is coming out.
Yes.
As soon as this one releases. So
you're so good.
Yeah. Till then, guys.
See you later.
That wraps up today's episode of Dog Grooming Unleashed. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We are truly grateful to have you as part of our Unleashed community. Don't forget, we drop new episodes every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So grab your coffee or your clippers and hang out with us again, my friend, next week. If today's conversation made you laugh, taught you something new, or just made you feel seen as a groomer or a pet enthusiast, please take a second to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts, questions, or even your funniest grooming moments in the comments. We might just feature your story or question in the next episode. And we can't wait to keep learning, laughing, and growing right alongside of you. Stay kind, stay curious, and keep grooming from your heart.